Hello, I'm Archibald Chesterfield III, and welcome to the AC3 program, fuckers. And today I want to ask the question. Rolex Submariner or Rolex GMT? And I really want to pose this question basically for somebody who's considering buying a steel stunner of a sports watch. Do they go for a steel Submariner or do they go for a steel GMT? And this is really, really interesting. It's really interesting because so many people who love the Rolex genre, they're going to ask the question, do I go for a subby or do I go for a GMT? And there's a lot of similarities. They are both fantastic sports watches. They are both made of solid Rolex steel. That's one of the best stainless steels in the world. 904L. They are both automatic and they got a complication. One has got the rotating bezel, which you can use as a timer, i.e. for diving, i.e. for going to a brothel, i.e. for parking the car, i.e. for taking lunch. It's a really handy thing. And the other piece is the Rolex GMT gives you a 2 time zones. It gives you multiple time zones, which is really handy if you're on the fly, you're going somewhere, you're traveling. Now, both of these watches, as well as that, they're both waterproof. Obviously, the Submariner can go deeper. They're encased in a nice stainless steel case, and they're just cool fuckers. Which one would I go to? And I gotta tell you, this is a very, very interesting equation. The Submariner, I gotta tell you, if you are foolish enough to buy a new piece, it's not so bad to buy the Rolex Submariner new because yes, you will take a drop, try and get a discount, but it's not terminal. It's not the end of the world. The same can be said for the Rolex GMT. In fact, if you go for the Batman, Batman, you go for the Batman, you may even be able to sell it for what you paid or even a small premium. That is how strong the demand is for it. And I gotta tell you, they're both wonderful, fantastic watches. The interesting thing is, I was a huge collector for a number of years, and in the 90s, the late 90s, the Sub was always, that was sort of the coolest sports Rolex, besides the Daytona. And the GMT was actually the dog at the time. The Explorer too was so much cooler. That was a much more respected, much more looked up to watch. How the tide has turned. How the tide has turned, fuckers. It's amazing. It has well and truly turned. And what do I think? Well, that's life, fuckers. That is how the cookie crumbles. But, I mean, the GMT, I was never a huge fan of the GMT until I got to wear a pre-ceramic Coke. Coke being the black and red bezel. And I wore it and I thought, fuck, this is a really, really, really cool sports watch to wear. It was just it just felt good on the wrist. The bracelet was nice size. You had the time zone. Wonderful piece indeed. And I gotta tell you, the Rolex Submariner, I've owned quite a few. I've had I've had the full gamut. I've had the steel no date. I've had the steel date. I've had the two-tone. I had the blue one, the black one, and I've had a couple of gold subs. And what do I think? What do I really think there? Well, Submariner's always a piece I love. I mean, I really miss my no date sub. That was just fucking sweet watch. Black dial, black bezel. It just fucking worked. And they're quite a costly fuckers. They're quite, you know, they're amazing. They just hold on to their value so much. The GMTs, Jesus Christ, I can't believe what's happened to the GMT. I mean, they were the dog, the late 90s, they were the dog of the sports range. They brought out the ceramic and fuck, it's just gone up and up and up. And as for the Pepsi, which you can only get the blue and the red one in the white gold now. Fuck! That's just amazing. So the question comes down to, which one would I recommend? Would I get a Submariner, or would I go for a GMT? Now, I would have to say, if you're buying a new one, it really doesn't make much difference. A sub date or a no date or a GMT ceramic, they're both super cool. They're great watches. And I just love them. I love them to death. I gotta tell you, my friend Scott has got a Batman! He's got a Batman. It's a cool fucking watch. It's just so cool. If I had my choice, I gotta tell you the truth, which of the two is more useful? I'd have to say the sub is probably more useful, because I love that rotating bezel. Rotate that bezel. I'm cooking a steak, I rotate the bezel, then I know how long it's been on the grill for to flip it. If I'm going to a bordello, I know, you know, as soon as I enter the room, I turn it so I can get my half hour. It's just a handy thing. I got to tell you, the Submariner, the only thing is it's got the bigger crown, which some people find a little bit annoying. They kind of, there's a little bit of mixed reaction there. A little bit of mixed reaction on the crown, because it is a chunkier crown. It's a triplock crown as opposed to a twin lock. And you know, it's a very fascinating sort of thing there. I personally, I love the subs. I love the subbies, but if someone said to me, "Hey Archie, we love your show, pick one." They took me down to the Rolex dealer and I had a choice of a date steel sub or a GMT. Oh, what would I go for? Jesus Christ, Archie. Oh, geez, what would I go for? I reckon I'd probably go for the date sub. Date steel sub ceramic, okay? That's if someone said to me, "Hey, pick one new." And if I had to go for the Batman, pooba, is that really so bad? If I was picking a pre-owned one, say a pre-ceramic, and I had a choice of a 16610, that's the pre-ceramic date sub, or a pre-ceramic GMT, I think I'd go for the GMT. They're flavor of the month at the moment. They are flavor of the month. And they're just so fucking cool. They are cool. They are super cool. But which one should you go for? The GMT or the sub? They're both fantastic, iconic models. You're never going to be sorry for either choice there. They are a fantastic choice. I'm Archibald Chesterfield the Third. Tell me what you fuckers think of that. Nice one, Archie. Great vid. Cut!
We specialize here in pre-owned Rolex watches. Rolex watch is a very special timepiece, and we always do the servicing exactly as factory specifications. We buy a pre-owned piece and we put it into brand new condition. We have Rolex certified technicians working on that. We completely disassemble the piece, we adjust and polish and change every single part of the watch.
You have to have certified watchmakers that know what they're doing. If you have an expensive car, you're just not going to bring it to any mechanic that doesn't know what they're doing.
You spend $5,000, it's like if you put money in the safe deposit box. And 1 or 2 years from now, you will keep having your $5,000. We have to spend a lot of money to get all this equipment together, but makes me feel I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. It's not a question of money, it's my passion.
Jewelers on time, simply the best.